Hey everybody, this is Willie Jello Johnson, and this is the Titus Podcast. You want some of the best comedy in the world? You go to ChristopherTitus.com, pick up them discs. If you want to see one of the funniest videos you've seen in a long time, go to YouTube, Christopher Titus TV. And now, here's Christopher Titus with the Armageddon Update.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And today, I have a little fear. Not because of the school shootings or the Iran nukes or terrorists or that weird guy at the off-ramp who licks your window if you don't give him $1. No, today I'm afraid because I took a stand. I stood up for something I believe, and I'm afraid it's going to piss people off. That, by the way, is the definition of a pussy. Someone who believes something but doesn't have the sack to stand up for it. See, Combustion Films did a video to promote my new special, and the video is called Arm the Children. You can see it on YouTube. And it is a very snarky and satirical anti-gun message. Great song, but I sing it badly. It's a funny video, and then it has a point. Now, I've been worried about posting it because it does make a point. So many funny videos have to do with sex and anal rape, and they're just, funny for funny's sake. Because let's face it, sex and anal rape, hilarious. But when you take on something else, a subject that will literally get people violent, there is a cost. Am I going to lose some fans because of this video? Maybe. Am I going to get some new ones? Maybe. Either way, I have learned over my years on this planet that if you aren't standing up for what you believe, then you're lying down and growing a tumor on your soul. You're just a sad Willie Loman just on the treadmill of this life, never making a difference or really even living. You're just making the donuts, and you know it. See, a long time ago, I made a decision. I figured if everybody liked me, I was doing something wrong. If everybody loved what I did, then I needed to push it a little further to piss a couple people off. Because I don't like everybody. Nobody does. So pushing it a little in your life is exciting, and you will feel better. You'll be more true to who you are. I mean, who do you want to be? Because I think this life all comes down to decisions. Gandhi or Hitler. Every decision you make has those two choices. Cheat on my wife or stay true to her. Gandhi or Hitler? Do I have a one-to-one talk with my kids and give them some really good advice, or lock them in a closet till they freaking listen? Gandhi or Hitler? So I spent my own money, and I made a video. I wrote the song and hired the kid actors, and I had a lot of help. Jason Miller from Godhead, Mark Mamone, his buddy Ando, Ryan edited the thing, and even the lovely Bombshell Rae makes a half-naked appearance. And they're in the video because they also believe in making a difference. See, everybody who has the balls to stand up for a bunch of people who can't stand up for themselves, who gets involved when everybody else is watching Dancing with the Stars, who continues to give a shit when everyone else is waiting in line for the new iPhone, to you who smile when the Westboro Baptist Church, the NRA, or the militant lesbians for bovine rights are screaming and spitting in your face, who have no fear in the face of psychotic ignorance. You guys are my heroes. Because of your courage and your stupidity, I will stand there and be stupid with you. Because sometimes people are going to get mad at what you stand for, and they're going to call your mama names. But if you know you are right, just smile and quote Gandhi. I am rubber, and you are glue, and what you say bounces off me and sticks to you. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hey, everybody. Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. How you doing? We haven't been in a couple weeks. We've had some crisis in the family. We were handling it. Just wanted to say that, hi, we're back. Bombshell Rae is with me. What's up?
What's up, people? The
lovely Jello Johnson, who actually called me last week to say, when are we doing the podcast?
Yeah, man, I thought I was fired, man. I didn't get a call for a while. I've been on jobs like that, And they're like, I just stopped showing up, right? And then when I show up again, they're like, you fired. I'm like, wait, whoa, why don't you guys call me, tell me I'm fired? And they were like, well, why don't you show up to work? Because you didn't call me. Man, people got to get it right.
No.
That's not make any sense at all.
What job did you do? Did you do that a lot?
I did a few times, man. I called it my style, hey, if you're roofing and it's raining, there ain't no roofs going up, right? Sure they want me to clean, but I'm a roofer, and I work on the roof.
There's an excellent example of what you were talking about today. He takes a stand.
Yeah, that's right. It's raining, right? So I ain't going to stand on those damn roof. No, man, I don't stand for laziness. I just happen to be lazy at times.
You're extremely lazy.
I don't mind being lazy. I'm feeling lazy this week, actually.
His mama had gout foot, and he made her make him pancakes.
Don't make fun of my mama's gout foot. My mama got the gout foot, and that's how it was, man. She would limber around the house for a while, and then she had the gout foot, and that's all it was. Why you gotta laugh every time I say gout foot? Why she laugh every time I say gout foot?
because when you say gout foot, it's pretty funny. It's the gout foot. I don't think it's a medical term that we've ever heard, the gout foot.
Where have you been the last few weeks?
Me or him?
Him. Why does he look away when I ask him questions now?
Where you been, man?
Sometimes I like to talk about where I was, where I'm going to be, where I've been in my past. You don't need to know. Think of me as a ghost. I float in, I float out. Some stuff gets done or doesn't get done, and I move on.
Wow, man, that's a really long headstone on your grave. I float in, I float out. But you're a ghost.
That's right, I'm a ghost.
All right, we'll move on. So anyway, today I was thinking about. First of all, you guys don't know what it is to sit down and write these Armageddon updates all the time. On top of my entire life, and these again, the white lady problems. I'm driving Miss Daisy. I get it. I am sit down and I try to write them. And every week we've done 3 years of this now? 4 years of this almost. We started at 11, 3 years, a little more than 3 years.
I don't know. It seems like forever.
Right. Well, that's only because I talk all the time and you don't jump in. So it seems a lot longer for me.
Time crawls when you're having fun.
So I have to come up with a new subject all the time, or I can just continue to talk about another school shooting or another terrorist attack. So this one I was thinking about taking a stand. So we did a video called Arm the Children. Now, and again, we did it for selfish capitalist reasons. You know, I did it to promote my new comedy special, which just got sold to Comedy Central and will be coming on. So the download will be pulled fairly soon. Just so you guys know, we're putting up a new download with the Arm the Children video on it. Or if you can just go see it for free on YouTube if you want.
I didn't do it for selfish reasons.
Well, I didn't do it for I wanted to do it because I thought it was funny.
I wanted to do it because I wanted to waggle my tatas in the air.
And you do it like you just don't care.
See?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Thank you.
And you dress kind skimpy. Can I say the least? Skimpy. You at least, and you lick that gun.
By the way, I noticed that.
By the way, that ain't a metaphor. She actually lick a gun. It's crazy.
And
she's pretty funny with it.
And he shows up that one day to help with the video.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, dude, that was weird. I thought, oh, wow, you were helping out and you don't want to get paid. Just because she was almost naked.
Wow, man, you a detective genius. Like, I have been talking about her for 3 years now, and finally you just get it?
Yeah, you're right. I just think you're kidding.
Yeah, you're stupid, too.
All right, stop. So, anyway, we do this video. It's called On the Children, and when I wrote it, when I started laying it out, I was like, all right, I'm going to have kids, dancing with guns at the end. We're going to do a school shooting, a kid killing his father who's abusive, and then we're going to do a girl who gets yanked into a van, shoots the guy in the crotch, and we move on. And when I come up with stuff like this, I just go, hey, that'd be funny. And as I heard myself just describing it, it doesn't come across.
I'm
as
a terrible wingman because I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
No, you're the
Those
best.
are the thoughts that everyone has every day. You're totally normal. And then when you just said it out loud, and I was actually listening because, like, when we do the podcast, sometimes I kind of have this third brain where I'm listening, thinking how other people are receiving it. I thought, that sounds crazy.
Right. And the weird thing is, I pulled it off. I do pull it off. We pull it off, and actually everybody pulls it off. And
The kids were great.
Yeah, and we hired a new guy, a fetus, who's from New York.
He's our baby Petunia.
Yeah, he came from the upstate New York, Great White North, way the hell up there, and he's been in a small town where they had 40 people, and he went to college and he's here in L.A. and we kind of embraced him because we thought that
we have to protect him.
Yeah,
we drove away that night, and I said we have to protect him. We have to hire him.
Fetus farmer,
so he'll be safe.
Yeah, he's learning.
Say hi, fetus farmer.
Say hi, man.
Out.
Hey. Yeah, that's it.
He's a man of many words.
He is, man. He's got it down. So he edited it. We get it done, and I watched it, and I realized, okay, this is funny. And then I had this thought that if I leave it as it is, it doesn't really get across what I want to the dumb people. Like, people that get satire are going to go, oh, wow, he's just totally making fun of how everyone's just saying, we all need guns, Second Amendment, blah, blah, blah. And so we put on the beginning, I said, and this guy, by the way, the fetus, he's really good, man. The dude is like, I go, here's what I want you to do. And he nails it. So we put together this opening with all the school shootings, just the video and the news reports, and they start layering on layering and layering, because there's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. So it just builds and builds and builds and builds, and then the video starts, and then I sing horribly. And then at the end of it, we put just some stat. It's so weird that the gun thing is such a weird thing. You don't even have to give your opinion. You just have to put the stats down. In 2011, Australia had 157 gun deaths. Japan had 2. My buddy Rick goes, hey, I was responsible for one of those.
That's the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah. And then, and we had in our country in 2011, we had 11,000. So 157, 2, and 11,000. So that's what we did. We just put that up there. And then we took the guy Richard, was his name Richard, that had his kid got shot at UC Santa Barbara, and just put a little bit of his speech on there. And it just changes the whole video. And I realized putting it out there, I'm going to get some people hating me. There's going to be, and it happened. There's some people on Twitter who were like, dude, you're such a dumbass. Funny video up till the end when I really didn't really get what you were talking about. Now I totally get it. You're a dick, man. And I was like, yeah, I guess if you think everybody should have guns don't kill people, people kill people. Yeah, but if those people can't get guns, they can't kill people. Do you understand?
No. Please elaborate.
Okay, there you go. So I'll do a video to explain it to you. So now that I've done it, a lot of really good positive response, and then some pissed off people. And I think what I could have done is not done anything. Could have put out the video, not made a point with it, walked that razor edge line where you don't really take a stand. And I don't have that in me, man.
So you never want to be really successful, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
I guess. Thanks for distilling it down to that.
Well, listen, man. Look, you got to stand up for what you stand up for, but there's a difference too. You see, people know you a little bit, man. So you standing up, and there's a lot of people gonna hear it. So you're gonna piss off. Like on the street, you just piss off 1 or 2 people. Then they tell 2 people. At the most, you piss off 8 people. And if they get in a car with weapons, they're going to shoot you. But that's not the point. The point is that if you get a lot of people pissed off, then you're just going to be more famous, frankly, or infamous. So maybe it's going to work. Maybe if you piss off enough people, the people that you don't piss off will like you more because other people hate you.
What?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like building a firestorm of hatred. Like when someone goes, that dude sucks, and you can know he doesn't, and you get fired up and you like him more.
Right.
Maybe that's going to happen to him.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. People don't care enough. People are so worried about Kanye and Kim that I think that we don't have to worry about that.
What the hell is going on with them, by the way?
I don't know. Who cares? I do think one thing, and we don't really have to go off on this because we've done enough about this, and I've heard everybody's, bitching and moaning about it. But it was really interesting at the end when you put the guy on there from UC Santa Barbara about his son.
Yeah. Because
everybody's point is it's our right. We have a right. And this guy says, what about my son's right to live?
Do you know what the first right in the Constitution is?
Please
life.
Tell me. Liberty.
Life is first, though. Right to life, liberty. Guns isn't in that sentence. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life is first. Guns are the Second Amendment. So, and it's a good, valid point. It's a valid point. So, what about his right to life? It was violated. So so I made my point. Moving on. My point is that I stood up for something. I'm going to continue to stand up for what I believe. And so many of us on this planet wonder why shit is out of control. We so wonder why those people are stupid. How come we're letting this go? How come those guys aren't doing something? Well, how come you're not doing something? How come you're not down there? How come we all watched the Occupy movement on TV and then it just went away? How come we all just kind of sat back? We're all about the gun thing. You know why? Because the second you bring the gun thing up, someone starts screaming in your face. They start going, "He's not gun," and so people just go, "I don't want to deal with the confrontation." By the way, same thing happened in Nazi Germany, by the way. People just didn't want to deal with the hassle, so they shut up.
Were you saying that the First Amendment was right to life, liberty?
No.
First right.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I was very confused.
Sentence,
I actually, I
haven't
haven't
heard
slept
anything
a
I
lot
said.
lately. No, it totally threw
Oh
me.
man, she looked stupid for a minute.
I'm totally
and
thrown.
She never looked stupid.
And I had to think about it,
like that and
then I had to look it up. Oh my god, I haven't slept in a lot lately at all. So okay, carry on, please. You know why else I'm totally thrown? And this is really a sad day for the Titus podcast, actually, because I was just pulling up news stories at the end of that conversation while I was totally devoting my attention to what you were saying. And
you rarely listen to me.
Rarely. Do you what? Do
exactly.
you know that the guy, and we're gonna have to dedicate our podcast today to him. Remember the British guy that was having sex with the post box?
Yes.
He was found dead behind a Chinese restaurant. Same dude, just a few weeks later.
He was having sex with a post box. He got it stuck, right? No, they did busted him for that.
He went to jail because people were uncomfortable. But don't you remember he was having foreplay where he was making advances to it and talking nice to it and buttering it up, and then he put his wiener in the post box.
Yo, man, how you make it sound lamer than it needs to be? Why you gonna say wiener? That's the weirdest word in the world. His dick was in a mailbox. That's
The
pretty
mailbox
much.
was filled with mail.
Oh, damn, man. That's people's checks, man. Someone got a damn, man, I will kill you. Maybe that's what happened. See, someone followed his ass to the Chinese restaurant because they like, damn it, man, I'll try to cash this check. It got crap all over it. Damn.
Don't you remember he was the guy who threw his arms up?
You go to weird places, dude.
He was on the post office and,
Yep.
he threw his arms up and went, wow. He was that guy. He was the
Yeah.
wow guy. He's dead behind a Chinese restaurant. It's really
Yeah, see, by
sad.
the way, MSG is horrible. Don't eat Chinese food. MSG, like, kills you behind a restaurant.
It's
Dead.
weird because he just seemed like such a together guy.
You know what? Yeah, it's weird when something comes like that, right? Surprising. The guy who was humping a mailbox is dead behind a Chinese restaurant.
He said nice things to it first.
I don't remember
He
this. I don't remember.
buttered
this
it up, and then he complimented it afterwards. I mean, that's more than most women get. So, God bless him. I'm all for it.
Yo, and then he buttered up the mail.
Dude. Dude, stop. So I'm just saying that nobody. I think that's part of the problem with society right now. Nobody does stand up for what they believe. You know, I mean, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you have any sense of this, or should I just move on? Should we start doing news now?
This has been the Titus Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. It's 16
Prescription
minutes and
medication.
30
Our government won't stand up. Prescription medication is killing everybody. It's dangerous. It says half the commercial is for here's how it works, and half the commercial here's how it kills you. May cause death, suicides, thoughts will happen on the antidepressants, and nobody. We all sit there and we just go and we watch the next show. And no one stands up for it. No one goes, why are we not all fucking bitching about this?
Well, the thing is that people have always disagreed, although certainly there is more of an air these days of zero tolerance. It's like nobody lets anyone have an opinion that differs. It's really weird, and it's really been propagated by politicians and this bipartisan thing that we have now.
It's not bipartisan. This partisan thing.
Partisan, not bipartisan. Right. Well, I was thinking bipartisan in that we have two parties and that's it. Period.
Listen,
it's like,
man, if people gonna get married gay or not, I don't care.
It's bisexual, man. It's not bipartisan.
It's kind of the same thing.
See, told you, man.
So
I'm really tired of you today. We had 2 weeks off because I didn't have to deal with this.
Yo, man, you better wipe that look off your face.
All right, go ahead.
You're scared of him.
I am a little scared of him.
As where he should be.
But so like there is less tolerance now, but more than anything, I feel like it's because of social media and things like that. It's just an asshole megaphone. So whereas before FDR didn't necessarily have to know everybody's opinion about what he did, right? He would sit down and do a fireside chat on the radio and then he'd go sleep. And
no
that
one
would
was
be
tweeting out, wow, FDR's such a
No.
douchebag, man. What the hell was he thinking about today,
nice
man?
legs, asshole.
Yeah. Maybe if you could walk across the room, I'll start listening to you, dickhead. That's what happens today. And everybody, there's so many digital pussies out there. So, by the way, that's not what I mean by standing up. I don't mean writing something on Facebook. That's a digital pussy. I mean, like, what have you actually
Those people, I say,
put yourself out there?
stand up from their seat. It's
Right.
not the same thing, actually taking a stand. But certainly, I mean, even now, if we talk about things on this podcast, you talk about guns, I talk about God, I say the word God, and my Twitter feed lights up.
Yeah.
And it's not nice. It's not like, hey, I disagree, but that was an interesting idea that you had. It's like, you fucking slut.
Yeah.
What bimbo spewing intelligent design. I mean, it's like, I've been called a
Someone-
hole. That was one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, they called you a whole bimbo spewing. And again, that's not standing up for something. You didn't sit down and have an argument. And by the way, this whole religion thing, you know what I'm standing up for? Everybody believe in what they want. If whatever, as long as it doesn't hurt me. The ISIS guys, these guys are killing people. They need to be vaporized. We need to just turn that place into a nice sheet of glass or oil lake. That's all I care about. You people have actually gone to a place now where you're basing your religion on, like in the 6th century. It's all stuff from there. You look, like you said, Bible 2.0. The Christians did it too. Yeah, the Christians did it 1,600 years ago, whatever it was, and we don't do it now. We wrote Bible 2.0, turn the other cheek, blah, blah, blah.
I feel like if your religion involves any body part removal,
Right.
I'm going to start. That's my first commandment.
If your current religion involves beheading for taking a cookie that you didn't pay for, pretty much we can end it right there. Yeah.
It doesn't make me feel inspired at all.
Yeah, exactly. You want to go to church? No.
No.
Yo, Yeah, but it seemed like the Muslim thing. There's a lot of different parts of Islam. There's prison Islam, and there's the desert Islam. There's a lot of different Islams.
Islam.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I'm the black dude, and I say Islam.
And your mama had the gout foot.
My mama believed in Islam and had a gout foot.
Dude. See, look at you. You see, you're being funny when you turn away from the mic like that. All right. So I just think that we've lost that because everybody's so angry and so yelling. Because you don't have to stand up and scream in someone's face. You know, the coolest thing I told my son, I was talking to a friend of mine, a DJ guy, Lamont Antonelli, and on the Bone, and he was telling me about his son. His son plays hockey. Well, his son had 400 penalty minutes last season. 400 penalty minutes. Yeah, and he got checked. They were playing the last game, and they were down. They were in this other league, and the team couldn't make it. So the second place team got sent to this big tournament, and they got their asses handed to them every game. It was 5-1. It was 8-3, and they were getting their ass handed to them. So near the end of the game, when all the coaches, you should just call it off and go, guys, we're beating them it's 9-3 right now. Let's just finish the game. Instead, this kid in a corner back checks Lamont's kid. Well, Lamont's kid, the 400 penalty minute kid, waits, puts the puck in the corner, and when this kid's going for it, skates across the entire rink and slams into this kid to the point where, like, Lamont's like, oh, God, I'm going to have to pay for some kid's wheelchair for the rest of his life now. Kid got kicked out of the game, and he got suspended for 5 games. So I said, well, okay, well, that's standing up for something, but it's a little over the top. So my son, who plays soccer, is a little tinier than the other kids. And they were playing this big group of Mexican kids. You know those people that, like, they actually, their parents are smuggling them across the border to get to play soccer in America. They're just, they play soccer, and they make tortillas, and they actually, what's that? They make that Tejano music. That's what they do. Okay? Tejana?
This just became really racist, didn't it, Fetus? Fetus is nodding fervently.
Yeah.
Fervently nodding fetus farmer.
All I'm saying is, okay, I was mad because these kids these specific kids, they started tripping my son. My son's a really good, he can handle a soccer ball like nobody's business. And he's going around, these kids are 4 years old, and they're playing in this weird league after AOSO where it's just basically pickup games. And I think that fathers were betting on the side. I really believe there was money.
Are you okay? Do you need a hug or something?
Why?
You're mad.
I'm mad about this.
Are you mad?
I was at the game. You don't go to the games. They're your stepkids. You don't go to the games.
I don't, because there's Mexicans there.
Apologize in Spanish right now. Apologize in Spanish.
Lo siento, amigos.
Okay. So anyway, Jet gets around these kids like 3 times, and one kid's got to be 14. Jet's 10. Third time he gets around him, the kid flicks his back of his foot and just trips him, just knocks him to the ground. Jet pops back up, takes the ball, goes around him again, and then scores. So it was great. I was glad. But I told Jet, I said, listen, when someone does that to you, he also got punched by another kid in an earlier game. Another Hispanic kid punched him right in the back because he went around him 3 times. Kid could not get the ball from Jet. So Jet stood up, looked at the kid, and walked away. And I told him, I said, because you're not the biggest kid, I said, you need to find a way to stand up for yourself. So here's what I want you to say from now on. The next time you get around somebody and they get pissed, I just want you to look at them and go, it's painful, isn't it? It hurts.
Chupa mi pinga.
Yeah. If you were better at this game, you wouldn't be so mad right now. And just walk away. So I gave him like 10 of those where he can just say the most. He doesn't swear at them, nothing, but he's standing up for himself and getting in their head. So I'm saying, instead of stop. Instead of getting in
That's what you should teach him to say.
No. Is that your mother? What does that mean?
They all meant various horrible things.
Well, they used to yell it all at me when I was in school, so that's why I never learned Spanish, because I really didn't want to feel that bad about myself. That's the only reason I didn't learn Spanish, because I did not want to know because I could tell they were swearing at me.
Do you teach French?
Yeah, man. Sometimes them people yell something in another language. I was thinking, you're not insulting me if I don't understand your language. If I don't understand what you're saying, your insult don't work. You could laugh among your friends, but my heart ain't broken at all.
Usually English. You have trouble with English.
I'm like, taco burrito fajita, bro. That's all I gonna say back. And they gonna get mad. I think I insulted them better. I dismissed their entire culture.
Did you get bullied a lot when you were younger?
Did I get bullied?
Yeah.
I got bullied one time.
Oh.
I got bullied one time, and then I never got bullied again. because I had an uncle. My uncle took me aside after I got my ass kicked. I was bleeding out of my eye. I had a little blood coming out my left ear. And he said, "What happened to you?" And I said, "This big kid at school. His name Leon. Leon just punched. Leon was a dude. See, Leon thought he was a badass, but he was a sixth grader who would come down and beat up the second and first graders. See, I was like, dude, you acting like a gang lord now in elementary school. So he would come down, but he would never mess with a sixth grader. But he would come down and beat up the second and first grader, and he would like knock us to the ground, slam us in the locker, basic bullshit stuff.
Bullying 101.
Right, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
A classic cliche bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day I just said to him, my uncle said, "Well, this is what I want you to do," and he handed me a screwdriver. He handed me a 9-inch screwdriver, and I took it to school. And he said, "Next time that Leon come up to you, you stick this under his ribs." And so I did that real quick, pop, just like that. And then I kept walking. And Leon never messed with me again.
I just peed myself a little bit.
Actually, Leon never showed up to school again, frankly.
That's
Leon
a horrific
ever,
story. That is the most horrifying story.
Did he ever get up?
Yeah, what happened to Leon? Did he ever come back to school?
Come to think of it, Leon never did come back to school.
So you were on a path to greatness early.
Thank you.
Did you go to juvie, or did you get anything happen?
Hell no, man. No one knew what happened. I popped him real quick, walked away.
Oh,
Leon
my gosh.
just thought someone pitched him in his side. Next thing he know, he's got blood in his stool.
Oh.
Yeah, how do you like the sixth grade now?
That was the sixth grade?
Leon was in the sixth grade, right?
Oh, he was, okay.
Yeah, no, I was a second grader. Leon was in the sixth grade.
You were stabbing people in the second grade?
I don't consider it stabbing people. I consider it standing up for myself.
See, I like that. See, he handled the bully the way the bully needed to be handled.
Okay, well.
That's the weirdest story. I take that back. The Breck Smoke story is the weirdest story you ever
Oh, well,
told.
check this out. This is. I mean, let's just get right off the old Stabby McStabberstein in the second grade story. When actually, like, I have to say that maybe
Stabby McStabberstein.
maybe the person that
Yeah, do I look average to anybody in this room?
was on his way to being a criminal, like you said, Leon was actually you. I have a feeling that most people in the school felt that way.
I think you may have turned Leon actually away from crime.
I think Leon's dead.
Second grader stabs you with a screwdriver.
Did anyone check and see if he's dead?
Did you check?
No, everybody hated Leon, man. No, if Leon just wasn't dead, it was just a good day. Leon ain't here, good day.
Oh my gosh, you might have killed him. That would have been your first murder.
Well, listen, if I don't have any knowledge of it, he ain't dead.
Oh my gosh. Check this out. Bodybuilders, there's a story that Gary Holland sent
Dude,
in.
I read this.
Is
Go
this
read
crazy?
Read this in.
Bodybuilders are buying breast milk online as bizarre muscle supplement costing more than 6 pounds an ounce. This is a UK Mirror story. But it's now getting some play in the news.
I don't know nothing about this, man. I do not have a distribution network set up in the UK. I do not. You cannot prove that I do. You cannot prove that I've actually shipped people over there, that I pay for plane tickets. You cannot prove that I have an apartment that I pay for in England. It ain't in my name, so it ain't mine.
It's a flat.
Dude. Wait. Okay. So allegedly you had a business that you ran at Muscle Beach in Venice with Breck's Milk.
Allegedly.
It's not allegedly because you did time.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you were gone for a couple months, and you actually told about us.
All right, yeah. In the past, I have sold Breck's Milk to bodybuilders. Yes, I have.
Well, they're saying it's very expensive, much more expensive than regular cow milk, much higher in protein, which I guess you already knew.
Oh, that stuff is badass, man.
And they're saying that human breast milk, not Breck's milk.
Breck's Milk, man.
So breast.
Breck's Milk. He says Breck's Milk.
Breck's.
It's Breck's Milk, right?
I say Breck's Milk. She can say what she wants because I'm looking at a Breck's.
Human breast milk sold on the internet is not properly refrigerated often, and so it raises the risk of contamination. People are getting kind of lukewarm room temperature boob juice.
Yeah. So and that's probably not good for what. How do you do anything in the past allegedly when you actually did do this? Did you ever? What'd you do?
Basically, you put a titty on ice. What happened? You just put a titty on ice, and then you fill it up. It comes out. It's nice. It's chili breast milk.
You don't.
Yeah, breast milk, you just put it out, yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you just get it out and then put it
Nah,
on?
man, nothing better than a titty on ice.
Dude.
I'm worried about our fetus. I'm worried that he's listening to this.
I think we have a new T-shirt, though. Nothing better than
You gotta stop, man. Yo, I barely started.
All right. So anyway, guys, so take a stand. By the way, here's the thing. If you believe in something and all of a sudden someone stops, what stops you from saying anything to people you need to say it to is you're worried about the confrontation. Well, that's the whole point of standing up for it. Because when you don't stand up for what you believe, when you don't stand up when things are going wrong, what ends up happening is the wrong things continue. And then you go home when you're by yourself and with some other people and you bitch about it to each other and you feel better, but you really have done nothing except let the bullshit continue. So when you can and when you want to, stand up. And, sometimes you're going to get punched in the mouth, but at least you're going to be right. All right, there you go. I'm just tired of not saying. I'm tired. We had a little problem at the hospital. I had to call those guys and let them know.
You did.
I did. I let them know. You want to talk about this at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. I just want to say doctors are full of shit. All right, moving on. You know what? Let's do the news. And now, from continent to continent, sea to shining sea, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Rae with a bombshell news. We still don't even know. That is so far away from what we used to do. Yeah. Maybe we can have the fetus build us some sounds.
Can you make us?
Yeah, I'll tell him what to do. He'll build us a bunch of.
He's fervently nodding.
He'll build us a bunch of sounds, and we're gonna produce the shit out of this podcast.
Yeah, but then it won't be the same. It won't be the same
I don't know,
basement.
Yeah, that's true. We'll figure it out.
Right now we're quaint.
Yeah, and we only have
and we have charm.
Yeah. Well, my buddy Bill Burr, he does his. If you listen to Bill Burr's podcast, and I'm sure you do, keep listening. He just does it. He carries a microphone around and just does it. He talks to himself for an hour most of the time.
There you go. I talk to myself a lot too. I just don't record it.
I don't like talking to myself because sometimes I got stories that I don't want to hear.
Again, man, I don't even understand what he's talking about half the time.
I don't either.
Today, you're on a roll and you're totally off base at the same time.
Did you hear that the guy on Seinfeld tried to kill himself?
Who? Which guy?
He played. It's Daniel von Bargen. He was known for his role. He played George's boss, Mr.
Oh, the guy from. Really?
The dumb guy. Mr. Kruger.
How old is he? Yeah.
He's 61. But this is like the most depressing thing ever. Like probably the moment right before you kill yourself.
I like those inspiring suicides.
Like
you're like, yeah, good job.
No,
dude.
but like that moment right before you kill yourself, you think this is the most depressed I could ever be.
Right.
And then you shoot yourself.
I haven't got there, but okay.
And
yeah,
then the
I'm
moment
assuming.
after you shoot yourself and you didn't even do that right and you're still alive and you're bleeding and you're in pain and then you realize that's the most depressing moment of your life.
Yeah, that you failed. You failed. It's the ultimate failure. You
can always go lower. Just know that.
All right. So he shot himself.
He shot himself and then he had to call 911 for himself because obviously he has no friends.
Where did he shoot himself?
In the head.
And he missed?
So
how the hell do you miss shooting yourself in the head?
911 call, he says, I've shot myself in the head and I need help.
Was he using a Nerf gun? What did he shoot himself with?
I don't know. He was supposed to go to a hospital later that day to have some toes amputated because of diabetes. He already lost one leg.
Well, the good news is he was already on the way to the hospital. There was already a plan in place that he had some surgery going. You know what? Since I'm going to be there anyway, I'm going to see what I can do. Maybe I'm already going to be there. It's like when you take your car in and you think, hey, by the way, also rotate the tires and check the rear brakes. I know you're going to do the head work. You're going to take the valve job and do that. Do the wheels too. Okay. So you can cut my toes off. Can you fix a hole in my skull?
Problem is you got the toe guy working on your head.
While I'm here. Yeah, that's, they would call the other guy in, I'm sure, right?
What do you call him? The head guy?
The toe guy?
What is that? What is that guy?
Damn it, Jim, I'm a podiatrist. I don't know how to deal with bullet holes.
Well, there you go. It's depressing. He told them, I have no children and no life, and I'm tired. Now come pick me up.
Wow, that is sad.
Isn't it?
Man, at the end of the day, if you're on the planet still and you're alive, that's a dude with white lady problems.
He was also in Silence of the Lambs, Basic Instinct, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Wow, that's a dude with white lady problems. Really, dude, I'm sorry that you're depressed. you've been on TV, you're a working actor, you've made money at it, and you're depressed. We all have depression. We all get upset. I'm upset. There's things going on in our family right now that are horrific. And in my life, there's been a lot of stuff that I could have sucked on the end of a gun. I'm sorry, people. You got to take a minute and get dead fucking serious about your life. If you think you're going to kill yourself because what? Someone broke up with you? Really?
Well, I mean, he's missing some piggies and some.
You can take all 10 of my toes. I'm going to do toe jokes. I'll do a new one-man show called All My Piggies Went to Market. That'll be the one-man show.
There will never be wee again.
No one will wee.
Yeah, I feel like instead of sucking on a gun up until that point, he was sucking on the end of a Cheese Whiz bottle. It's like you've lost a leg already to diabetes,
right.
and you're still not managing that, and now you're going to lose some more shit.
Poor me. Pour me
Yeah.
more donuts. Pour me. I can't
lonely.
believe it. Can I have some sausage? Pour me.
I'm lonely. Well, yeah.
It's like I don't know what that is. What is it in a human being that and we all know people. My father was like this. My dad would just mad that his health was failing while he was smoking 2 packs a day, drinking beer from noon on, and then White Russians from 8 o'clock on, and wondering why I feel like crap all the time. Maybe if you'd stop.
And injecting Viagra into his penis.
And in fact, injecting Viagra into his penis. Oh my God! It wasn't called Viagra then, but it was before it came out in a pill form. Oh my God! I still can't. That bit is. By the way, if you want to see Angry Pursuit of Happiness, it's on DVD now. You can get it from ChristopherTitus.com. Comedy Central did buy the special. They're going to edit it up and show a shorter version of it on Comedy Central in a few months. But if you want to get the whole thing, go to ChristopherTitus.com. I will sign it. You will have it. And you will laugh and hear how my dad injected his penis.
The digital download is up now, but we have to pull it soon because of that.
Yeah, that's another thing. When Comedy Central, once everything's done, Comedy Central is going to make me pull it. By the way, there will be, if you haven't got it yet, people that already have it, you can go to YouTube. The new digital download will also have a copy of Arm the Children on it. So so it's going to go back up this week, and you guys can get it. It's $9 for an hour and 45 minutes, plus the bonus extra of the Arm the Children video.
Oh, stop. Get it.
News. Stop looking at your phone.
Commanding.
And give us some news.
I'm sorry. I have to look everywhere.
I was actually here on time today, man. You just sitting there, you looking at your damn phone. That's another thing I'm tired about. I'm standing up for right now. Would everybody put your goddamn phone down for 5 minutes?
Where the hell do you think I get stories from? I have stories on my phone and on my iPad. I don't care if he said it. I'm looking at you. You started it.
I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying anything. I was saying that
You started it. You got him fired up.
I am guilty of looking at my phone all the time.
He's like the angry gimp. You bring him out when you get mad.
Man, you don't call a black man a gimp because we don't know what that means. That could be just a new racial thing.
Yeah, maybe. He's right. Because anything could be racial.
Right.
Yo, I'm going to start calling you Miss Ferguson. That's what I'm going to call you.
Ooh.
Just call me Rachel. Rachel Bradley.
Oh, I like Rachel Ferguson. That's your name. Rachel Ferguson.
That's pretty good, dude. That's great for all black people. Should just call white people that from now. Yeah. What's up, Rachel Ferguson?
Well, it only works because my name is Rachel.
No,
I think
everybody.
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think.
I'm stupid.
Nice try.
I know.
Bus aide stole lunch money from preschoolers.
What?
Yeah, it's not a very nice person.
A bus aide?
Yeah, she was a school bus aide. She's now been charged with stealing lunch money and bagged lunches from preschoolers in New Jersey. Of course, this is in New Jersey because where else would you find a woman?
New Jersey is Florida. Is basically Florida North, is what it is.
Yeah, but Florida with a little more focused hatred, you know,
and a lot more. Florida has this weird. Like there's a dumb psycho to it. Jersey's got a streetwise psycho to it that's a little more frightening than Florida. I agree.
She actually was found on surveillance cameras. She stole money and food from 3 to 5-year-olds that she was supposed to be supervising.
Okay, how much money are people floating their 3 and 5-year-olds? What do you got? Like $100 there? Give me that. Give you 3. You don't know
This is
shit.
New Jersey. They have a whole.
Tell you
rule.
what, you give me the 100, I will give you these shiny quarters. Yeah, why? I don't understand. It's taken from children. That's not even a good criminal.
I got old people still kicking it.
Oh, he's my favorite, man. Hey, anybody got the gout foot on that?
No.
Because my mama was still kicking it. You ever been kicked in your face with a gout foot? It hurts and it smells bad.
You're not.
Dude. Come, what? You gotta stop, man.
Well, man, I'm on a roll today. I feel good.
I can tell.
Well, you are funny today.
Are you still dating that girl?
I would date a girl for which girl? I date many girls.
The girl that was on 3rd and Western last weekend with you.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not dating. I'm not currently dating that young lady.
That was just like 6 days ago or 5 days ago.
Yeah, she had a gout vagina. She.
Dude, those are 2 words I've never heard together.
I don't get it. I don't want to know
oh.
anymore. Don't tell me. Don't tell me
if you were naked
anymore.
with her, you would have got it.
All
Okay,
right,
don't
man,
tell
you can
me
stop now.
anymore.
You can just stop. Just please stop.
This happened in Minnesota. A man who has been blind because of a degenerative retinal disease. He got to see. He's been married for 50 years.
Oh.
He got to see her for the first time in over a decade. Thanks
Oh,
to
that could be a really good story or a really bad story. Wow.
yeah, not the best. Because he's been blind. Like every woman right now is thinking, "Oh man, if he would just go blind, I could just stop working out.
Right, nothing.
I could eat whatever I wanted. I don't have to wear makeup."
Because what we feel, there's a line in Pulp Fiction. Bruce Willis is the French girl is going. What we find visually pleasing is so often not what it feels. What we find feels good. And
That was the one with the pot belly.
Yeah, the pot belly.
I couldn't.
Like a giant
that was like my
pot belly.
least
you
favorite
hated her.
character. She
Yeah.
makes me crazy.
I know. I always thought, who is she sleeping with? And then so basically it's true. If you were just warm and big and fat and I was blind, I'd be like, oh,
This is snuggle
this is
buggy.
so snuggly. But then if I got my sight back, I'd be like, oh, we're done. We're done. I'm gonna
But
get a
I took
blanket.
care of you for 10 years while you were blind.
But you didn't take care of you, and that's more important. I'm sorry. Man, do I can say, holy crap. How many teeth are you missing?
Yeah, I don't like that either, man.
Yeah, because they're in their late 60s. Like some things go horribly wrong from 58 to 68,
Yeah, and why you gonna
especially for women.
why you gonna work out with someone who can't see you anyway, right?
Right,
You just let it go.
right.
Hey, you ain't gonna moisturize.
No,
She could look like something from like Lord of the Rings,
she kind of does.
as long as she had a cool voice, you know.
Right, if she sounded nice.
Well, he put on these glasses. They had a bionic eye.
So what happened? Did he stay with her?
Well, they don't go that far. That's not interesting to them. He put on these glasses, and it had a camera near the bridge of his nose, and he reaches out and grabs a hold of her hands and cried.
Oh,
We don't know why he cried.
So she looked like maybe like a thermal image or something. She didn't look like you and I see. It was a bionic eye, so she looked like a shape or something.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't
Have
fathom.
you've looked through a bionic eye before?
I if it worked, I don't think it would show. I mean, how can the human eye?
It's a prosthetic device that shoots light wave signals past the damaged retina to the optic nerve.
Of course, I drew one of those the other day. I have it on paper. It's already been invented, though. I just jotted it down. I thought light wave signal past the damaged retina, and I just wrote that out. And they've already invented it. Boy, I'm always such an idiot. I'm one step too late. Always, my brilliant inventions have already been invented.
He had retinitis pigmentosa.
I dated her once.
I knew
No, I
you
dated a
were
girl
gonna say
named Retina was the name, but it was spelled retina. Retina pigmentosa, man. She was good. She was Dominican. Pretty girl.
Yeah.
Big booty.
Dude, you jump on things sometimes, and I don't know why you don't do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I don't know either, and I don't know why you do it.
Okay, that was uncalled for. That was totally uncalled for.
Now he always
Yeah,
just
you're being
turns.
mean. Yeah, you turn his
he
on
gets
me at times.
nasty. He gets a little cocky.
See, that's the difference between you and me. Say, I know when to stop and continue to be funny. You just get mean.
All right, man, you're right. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Jared Simpson has been accused of a bomb scare after he tried to pay his bar tab with a rock. You get to guess. You get one guess.
Florida.
Yes.
Got to be Florida.
Tallahassee, Florida.
Oh, of course.
He went.
I was going to guess Tallahassee, too. I've been there, man. That is a bad town.
He went to the Fourth Quarter Bar and Grill,
Right?
ran up a tab. It was time to pay, and he allegedly asked the bartender to accept a rock as payment.
That's a crystal meth response.
Yes.
That is definitely crazy. Tallahassee is a place where they used to do the one-nighters through Florida, and I'd rent a car, and I would do 7 of these horrible clubs. Tallahassee, that was where they put me in the hotel, and I was reading the Stephen King book, and I'm in the middle of the Stephen King book. I think it was or
This is Tallahassee?
this Tallahassee, and there's a bug the size of my whole hand on the pillow next to me. I don't know if he was reading along or whatever, but he was right there, and I leapt out of bed. I am such a pussy. I jumped straight up, started running like Snagglepuss, like a cartoon. All the covers bunched up. I ended up on the other side of the room against the door going, and this bug the size of my hand is just sitting on my
I'd
pillow.
like to point out that that's not an isolated response to bugs for you. It's not that bug was so hugely...
You don't need to talk about how we get along or who kills the bugs in our house. I don't think you need to even... There's no point in it. It doesn't matter. The bugs get killed, and that's all we need to know. And the house is taken care of. The house, there's a roof over your head, and if there's bugs in it, someone has to do their part to keep the roof over the head. And maybe it's
While someone squeals.
You say what you want. I don't think it's a squeal. It's an alarm sound that I make at times. But
What
it's
about
not,
the fanning hand motion while the squeal is happening?
sometimes, it depends. The air conditioning doesn't work in the house. I need to get some air. Lord, it's hot in here. You hear me say that too while I'm... It's not a squeal while I'm sounding the alarm that there's a large bug in the house.
Alarm.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank
Okay.
you for doing your part.
You're welcome.
And not getting that icky stuff on me.
Make it go away.
You can say what you want, but I don't like bugs either, man.
No, you don't.
No, anything small, furry, we ain't that good with it.
I don't like them either.
No, we don't walk away, though. If it got antenna, or it could fit, it could get, like hide in your shoe. Black people, we ain't dealing with it. Nope.
I'm with him 100%. There you go. I'm glad that you're here.
Okay, all right. Well, you're both welcome. Thank you for your appreciation.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like this guy because he was persistent, or his high was really good. So he tries to give the rock. The bartender says nay.
In caveman days, this was currency, my friend.
Correct. She says not legal tender. So he throws a ripped up dollar bill and says he'll pay her in other ways. This is according to the probable cause affidavit. He'll
pay her in other ways.
Yes, he did tell people that he was, quote, shot up in the war, but if he told you where or what military branch even, he would, quote, have to kill you. Yes, so he left the bar. He came back not long after with a credit card that would not work. So he left again. This time he came back wearing a gray suit and carrying a briefcase that he put down. I should mention that his bar tab was $10.
I like it's become a one-man show. This guy's basically just doing costume changes, keeps coming back. Eventually, maybe just the show would just pay for it. You know what? You've entertained us for 4 hours. Now you can just go. We'll suck up the $10.
So then he tells everyone in the bar that anyone goes near the suitcase will die, and then he runs out across the street. They evacuate the bar. They call the police. He told police that he wasn't sure once they caught him whether the briefcase had a bomb or a baby.
Because if it's a baby in a briefcase, we're fine.
He told the police that he was a rainbow man, which he then sang a song about.
I think we now have a winner for Florida. That's insane. That's the best Florida story we've had.
Yo, man, you don't see, L.A. got its crazy people, but we don't got crazy people like Florida got, man. Florida got crazy people. Like, that dude had a whole show. That dude was basically a human Cirque du Soleil.
I admire his effort, though.
Right.
He's now being held on $30,000 bail, but I guess if he had just paid the $10,
Well, you only have to pay, to get bail, you have to put 10%
Bond.
down, so he's going to need a boulder. So he's going to get a boulder for $3,000. He's going to just bring in a much larger rock. Here you go. Here's my 10% down. I won't run because then I have to give you a whole...
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, the judge is like, really? Did you bring a boulder into court? His attorney, Fred Flintstone.
No, he'll be back. He'll be back. If you don't accept that boulder, give him a minute.
Just tell him no.
He'll be back.
Yeah, and by the way, you should get a camera because what he's going to do next is going to be phenomenal. It's
some
well
popcorn.
worth it. That guy's-
There is actually a woman in Utah. A judge has ruled that she can sue herself over a fatal car accident.
What? How you going to sue yourself? How you going to sue yourself? I have no idea. I don't know the story's going at all. What?
She got in a car accident and her husband died. She is a personal representative of the estate of her late husband. That representative, which is herself, is suing herself, whose interests in the case are represented by an insurance carrier. She seeks an unspecified amount of money for damages that include medical and funeral expenses, past and future financial support, pain and suffering, so on and so forth.
Oh, she's trying.
She's also suing for the loss of his love and companionship.
That's interesting. That at this point, I'm surprised judges don't snap and shoot people more from the bench. Because basically what she's saying is that I killed him, right? But I had insurance, so I'm suing my insurance because my husband got taken away from me in this accident. And because I have insurance, the insurance company should have to pay for this. Right?
But
no, she has insurance, right? So since she is the sole heir to her husband,
she's just trying to
she
get
can
money
sue
out
herself.
of the insurance
So
company,
she-
even though she's the one liable. So they would call her to testify against herself. She would be a witness for the insurance company against herself as his wife.
that bitch was swerving all over.
Wait, who am I right now? His wife or the driver of the car?
Am I driving or am I suing? What am I doing?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I find this weird. This is Utah. People in Utah usually live a bit cooler. There's a lot of white people in Utah. They a lot more straight. That sounds like a Florida story.
It actually got thrown out. It got dismissed.
Really?
But now appeals court has reinstated it. They said in a 3-0 ruling that Utah statutes do not bar her from seeking damages from herself. However, when the accident happened, this is way more interesting than that. They had a Shetland sheepdog who was in the car. He ran. He survived 53 days in the desert before they found him. He's home now.
That's a great story. I like that story has such a weird connotation, and then what a great ending. It's like an Old Yeller story.
But he came back.
Oh,
did you watch the end of Old Yeller?
Yeah. What didn't he play basketball? That's one where the dog plays basketball, right?
No,
that's Air Bud.
That's what?
Old Yeller, right at the end. Remember he got sick, and then they drafted him, and then he started playing basketball, right? Isn't that what happened?
Zoo. They put a gun. They Michael Vick, Old Yeller, man. They basically took his ass out.
Do you ever stop and think about?
They fought. Old Yeller had to fight other dog.
No, man. No.
They killed him.
Yeah, he got killed, man. That's what happened. And his owners were actually in the NFL 3 years later.
No, that's not the same story.
I think we're both screwing up stories.
Do you ever think back to what Disney movies were like when we were little?
Even though there was one recently, I just watched one the other day called Big Hero 6. Disney, their thing, their rule is we have to kill a character you love in the first half. So
but nothing compares to Old Yeller,
Bambi,
or they killed the mom.
Yeah.
Who can go on after that?
I know adults that had trauma from that for the rest of their lives. Like their parents are going to see this cartoon,
right?
And with their mom, and they're like, "Oh, mom," who they relate to their mom, gets killed in the movie. And I know that they ended up messed up for a long time because of it. But Big Hero 6, the main character's brother, who's this genius, and his brother loves him, and he's helping him get out of this really bad life, gets him out of the bad life, and gets into this big college, and then the college blows up because the evil professor's in there, and the brother dies, but the professor survives. And that was in the first half an hour of the movie. And I was like, oh, this is Disney. Who we killing? You just got to look who's wearing the red Star Trek shirt. Because whoever's wearing a red Star Trek shirt, man, in the Disney movie, you might as well just do it. Because one of these characters you really like is going to die. Thank you, Walt. But that's how you got to do it. Got to rip people's hearts out a little, make them like the movie.
No.
Yes. Snow White, she ate the apple. She was dead. She died. She was in a casket. She was in a glass casket. They were dancing around her. And then he kissed her and got her back.
That's beautiful, actually.
101 Dalmatians. Well, something horrible happens in 101 Dalmatians, too.
All the puppies got kidnapped.
Yeah, but something happens.
Oh, well, all of them have something happen, but usually they come back together, like Lady and the Tramp. Oh, remember in Lady and the Tramp, the old hound dog, what are they called? Bloodhound, got run over by the truck?
Yes. Yep.
But they didn't kill him. He had a leg cast on later at the end, and that was kind of nice.
Yeah, at least he saved his ass. You know why? Because he wasn't that main of a character.
I feel like it depended who was overseeing that day.
Right.
Like whenever Jeffrey came in, that's when shit blew up.
Oh, shit. I don't like this story. Nobody I love dies in it. What are we doing? Get Walt in here. Jesus Christ. Well, what kind of bullshit are these guys writing? Listen, we got to kill somebody we love. Why? Because there's too many kids having fun out there. I want them puking them. We're saving their little abs. They're eating candy. They're eating crap in the theater, all this sugar. And we got to give them some horrible thing to happen so they vomit and then they keep their abs. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing it for the health of the children, Walt.
Oh, if only that could still happen. There are so many fat kids. Talk about child abuse. There are so many fat kids everywhere. I only say this because I've been gone for a month dealing with family things and other parts of the world where
there are fat
abdominal
kids. We get it.
muscles are not quite so important.
Sometimes no muscle. Try to get a kid to do 3 flights of stairs, man. So what I like to do is I have my nephews. I put on a mask sometimes, and I pull a big knife out on them, and I chase them up a couple of 4 flights of stairs. And I do it like maybe 4 flights, and then I laugh. I get that, I'm like, ha ha. Take the man, hey, it's Uncle Willie. And we only lost one to a heart attack, but you shouldn't have a heart attack when you're 12. Again,
You chase him with a knife?
I think it's a joke. I think he's doing it. You're getting to give him exercise, right? Because they're not listening.
Yeah, they don't listen to Uncle Willie, man. Yeah, I say, hey, go do some push-ups. But I can make them. You big, large man with a mask and a knife, you're going to run up those stairs. So there you go. I call it the Willie workout.
By the way,
you can sell a video for that. Comes with a mask and a knife.
Mike Brown's parents are suing Ferguson. Did you see that?
They're suing, So Ferguson, let's talk about that for a second. Talking about taking a stand. 97% of all jaywalking tickets were for black people. It was a systematic, they were just writing black people tickets pretty much all the time. I guess white people did nothing wrong in Ferguson ever.
So coincidental.
Right?
So it's just crazy.
All right. Just goes to show
no
you.
white people ever broke laws or anything?
Not at all.
It's
White is right.
amazing.
Yep, white is right.
Do you want me to talk about this? Because I will bring this up. See, again, if we go back to the racist thing we did about Ferguson, I did the beautiful, inspiring Martin Luther King-esque Armageddon update. Black people know this. This ain't just Ferguson. This happens all the time, all around. And the further a community is away from a big city, the more this happened. So that ain't. I want to make sure white people don't go, oh, it's over now. We caught them in Ferguson. It's all racism. We found the heart of racism in Ferguson, because that ain't the truth. They just found it out in Ferguson. It's all over. You guys see any black person? That shit happens all the time.
Nothing funny there? You're just going to leave it hanging like that for all of us? Thanks. My anus is very tight right now. Sorry.
It's not everywhere so heightened. There are some areas where it's not
you gotta admit.
an issue. I will say, living in the South, it's really, there's a lot of it where I lived. And I was...
Louisiana, right?
Well, all over. I mean, I'm thinking Louisiana a lot. Memphis was really rough, but it went both ways. There was a lot of racial tension in Memphis, obviously. They tried to hold out the longest to give black people rights, so it's still a little tense there. They tried to go against the federal government even to...
It's like what Willie said in this thing. It's like black people have never been... They've never been invited to the table. They have been let in. And you guys sit on that end of the table.
all right.
Yeah, it's almost
Fine.
like you remember being a kid at Thanksgiving. This is how black people are treated in America now. Everybody else at the big table eating, and when you were a little kid, they make you eat somewhere else, and then one day there was a smaller table. You at the card table.
Yes.
Yeah. So black people are just like everybody else. No, they've been sitting at the card table for a very long time, and they're still there.
Yeah, but we're letting you eat.
Right, exactly. See, that's what white people are. So dude, you opened my eyes a little bit on that podcast. I never realized, because white people have this thing, come on, we have a black president. Man, we have a half black president, and he went to Harvard and stuff like that. But overall, black people are they're kind of. You're in the room. Hey, that's enough, isn't it?
But not only that, if you think of how many presidents we've had, and
By the way,
the justification.
I love watching you guys try to solve racism.
I'm not trying to solve it. I'm just stating my opinion, which happens to be in support of your opinion,
Well, you
asshole.
That's what I like. See, that's what I like about it, man.
But if you
sassy.
take the number of presidents that we've had, and you take the percentage of black presidents that we've had out of that, then it's really a sad justification. Like, well, we've got a black president now, so shut up. Really? Really? It's like, what? Do the percentage. No, you. Really, you.
Percentage.
Do it. No, really, do it.
And now Christopher Titus does math.
Okay.
So we have 40. What is Barack is 44?
Don't help him.
44,
Don't help
45.
him.
45th president? Let's say he's the 45th president. So it's one, but he's only so. Okay,
Let me get my calculator and
calculate this up for me. So it's 40. So it's 45th president. I love this. I don't have. I'd like to point out, Fetus and Bombshell both have their calculators out, and Willie's looking at his flip phone for naked pictures.
Fetus is helping you.
Hey,
he's trying to help
right.
you.
Yeah, he's trying to signal you, man. Hey, put that shit down, man. You knew. You don't help his ass. If she gonna embarrass him, you let her embarrass him.
Thank you. That's the pecking order here. So 45 presidents. We have one black one. Let's say
Okay, wait.
black.
Okay, Fetus, you can tell him now.
Well, it's 44 presidents.
Oh, I thought Bush is 44. No, Obama's 44.
Actually, there have been 43 sworn into the office, but 44
Okay, so 44.
presidencies because of old Grover Cleveland. Okay,
I know, right? Right, Grover Cleveland. How many times have we talked about fucking Grover?
Man, if I had a nickel. I said nickel.
Congress is not helping me. Grover, shut up. No. So it's one. So one. Actually, but it's only half really. If you only have, because he's
do the
half
math
black.
though. Now that you know the number of presidencies.
Okay, so it's 0.25%. Not even. No, wait, 10. Yeah, 0.25. Less than that. 0.20% of the presidents. Right? You guys are looking at your calculator, right? Well, okay, so let's figure this out. Let me do this really quick. 44, right? There's one. There's one president, right?
Okay.
Okay, so we had one black president
right.
out of 44. So if you take that, you times that by the number of congressmen, what ends up happening is...
I just want you to know that I've had some requests specifically to have you do math on the podcast again.
You know, if I was good at math, I wouldn't be a comedian. I'm good with words.
You're really good with words.
Math, not so much.
I've had a request for geography again as well because your placement of Mississippi, you dropped the Alabama. You
Alabama. There's the touches.
You carried the
touches.
Texas.
I'm sorry.
No, you forgot Alabama. You put states next to each other that weren't.
I said Florida is next to Alabama, and you started laughing, and I said it touches.
Oh
Alabama.
no! I was laughing because you went from Mississippi to Texas.
The reason I don't need to know the states is because I'm not in a fucking wagon anymore. I get on a plane, and they land where I tell them to go. You know, I go here's where we're supposed to. The ticket says this state. Yeah, you know where that state is? No, I'm not flying the plane. How about you guys work that out? I'm going to put my headphones on, and I'm going to read a Hot Rod magazine because I can read.
You can read.
And if there's no math in the
Stephen
Hot Rod
King.
magazine, you know what? If I, my IQ tests at 144. That's where I test. But when it comes to book learning, I'm not exactly the best.
Did you do the math?
Oh, I can't do math.
You can't?
No, I'm math stupid too.
You hired a guy that can't do math?
No,
either?
but he can edit on Premiere, and he can edit and build. I go, Ryan. Here's a concept I have. Take this dude, layer it, boom, come in. It's 10% better than I thought it was going to be. That's who that dude is, and he can't do math either. So why don't? So Little Miss Math.
Words.
Yeah.
Don't even look at me.
Could we just rest on the point? And here's my issue.
I know the metric system based on my past employment, but that's about it.
What?
I know the metric system based on my past employment, weights and measurements in my past employment, but that's about it.
I don't know what that means. I actually know what that means, but we're not going to go any further with it.
From the Brex milk? Or is it from something else?
No. What are you talking about?
Well, on the street, certain goods are passed using the metric system.
I know that.
I do know the metric system.
But I was just asking if you were talking about Brex milk.
Are you making fun of me?
Yes.
Saying axing?
Yes.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. You won't be scared. I'm going to take an axe to you and chase you up some stairs.
See, there you go. See, he knows what it means.
The fetus brought in some stories, so I was just going to tell you. I'll give you one, and then we can decide.
Fetus farmer brought in. What did he get us?
Let's see. Well, the first one is more mutilated animals found in California's capital city.
I like that. I like that it took to the second round of them. Hey, more. First round of mutilated animals. Yeah, don't tell anybody. There's more? What do we do now?
It's just not so funny. He brought a very sad, depressing story. But he did also bring, and this one's interesting.
Okay, let's do this last one, and then we're going to go.
A man that was burned by fajitas while praying cannot sue eatery.
They were Satan's fajitas. He was praying, and the fetus said, "No, you will not."
He lives in New Jersey. We're back in New Jersey.
Right.
It's gone all the way to appellate court. They have ruled that he cannot seek damages. He's tried to sue the restaurant because he got burned because he bowed his head in prayer over a sizzling steak fajita skillet at a restaurant.
Sounds like somebody who wasn't going to make their rent that month and just puts their face on a fajita.
The guy
Sizzle.
claims that the waitress never warned him that the dish was hot.
You know why? You don't have to. Fajitas will tell you they're hot because when they put it down in front of you, it's going...
Right. When your food comes out
Right.
aflame.
Yeah, it comes out of flame when there's smoke coming off of it, when the pan is still vibrating.
Your food's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, you idiot.
Then he dropped it in his lap
After he's praying,
on his penis.
so he could burn it. Seriously? Are you making that up?
No. He said that he panicked and he knocked the food on his lap, which caused more burns.
Oh man, this is the dumbest human being I ever heard of in my life.
Right? Okay. That's just a scam. That's a guy pulling a con, and it didn't work. They're throwing it out, right?
Yeah, it got thrown
Because
out.
there's the thing, by the way, he tried to cover all the ends of it, though. He was praying. I'm a God-fearing man. I would never lie about these evil fajitas that have burned me. And it's Jersey. So, it's a con. It's a con. By the way, if you're in court in New Jersey, I can't even imagine this shit. We should start looking up Jersey court cases because I bet you there's some crazy shit. We're gonna start doing famous Jersey court cases next week. All right, guys, that's the Titus podcast for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Do me a favor, if you're going to go to Amazon to buy anything, go through the Titus page. Make ChristopherTitus.com your homepage. Click through the Amazon link because we don't charge anything. We don't have advertisers. We actually entertain you as best we can for free. So do me a favor. Click the Amazon link. They sent us a little piece. Doesn't cost you anything extra. Also, if you want to get my new DVD, Angry Pursuit of Happiness, go to ChristopherTitus.com. We will be appearing next week. We're doing our second Northwest tour.
Yeah, but we added a different place.
Mm-hmm.
We chopped a place and we added a different place.
Right.
We are doing Spokane Knitting Factory on Thursday.
Thursday the what?
The 12th.
Okay, Thursday the 12th, Knitting Factory, Spokane, Washington.
And then on Friday the 13th.
13th.
Friday the 13th. We are in Boise at the Knitting Factory
Boys
again.
at it. Great gig.
We love both of those places a lot. And then on the 14th, Saturday, we are going somewhere that we have been.
Yes. Where is this place? Yeah?
It's Eugene, Oregon, the
Oregon.
McDonald Theater.
Yo, there's some serious white people in Oregon, man.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yo, that's a pasty state right there.
We have not played Eugene ever.
Okay, Eugene, Oregon. Good.
We play Portland, but we have not done Eugene.
Breaking in a bunch of new material, too, guys. I got about 40 minutes of new material that you guys can see at this show. So it's going to be a long show. So get some food in you and get ready to drink. And
then coming up 2 weeks later, we're going to be back in Chico at the El Rey. We're going to be at Fresno Tower Theater.
Yep.
And then San Luis Obispo.
Man, I got to write some new material.
Yeah, you do. But you actually have half of a new show. It's pretty crazy.
Yep. All right, guys. Titus Podcast, thank you. For myself, Bombshell Rae, Fetus Farmer, and Willie Jello Johnson. Later.
Peace out.
Jello. Yo, man, you guys. It always made me laugh when you guys start talking about racism. Like you got on that Ferguson thing, like you were literally Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and it was really funny.
Don't you think that white people should stand up in defense of? Don't you think that's the change that needs to happen?
That's my whole point.
Yeah, but then what are black people gonna do if you guys work that shit out? Then what we got to bitch about?